The femmes in my family are lunar.
They are the goddesses who have always moved our oceans.
My mother's belly birthed me, a tiny enigmatic orb who would eventually grow hands,
Feet,
lips,
thighs,
legs. And when I say I grew, I mean tall enough to surpass Ezra's orange clouds.
My fingerprints make new craters.
When I say new, I mean I am clumsy. I mean when I hold the moon, I am careful, but not careful enough to keep myself from making magnificent marks. The grace of our movements are in the becoming.
That time I put the moon in my pocket, our collective waters quivered.
In this moment, I discovered my floral dresses have the capacity to contain stardust. As I sprinkle that stardust on my eyelids, I blink. I struggle with discomfort. This dust in my eyes is painful. I am reminded that growing is painful.
Though this pain is perforated by a penetrating sense of meaning.
When I say meaning, what I'm trying to say is Calliope eclipses me. Calliope eclipses though I am not in darkness.
This extraordinary light has always been inside me.
I was born with Calliope in the middle of my marrow. My bloodline breathes for her. My lungs fill with her air, and those roots are connected to the stem of that daisy tattooed over my ribcage. That daisy is a perennial, blooming a little differently each springtime. Every season I see her change.
When I find myself adopting this newness, I realize just how old are the efforts of eclipsing, as old as the planets in our solar system. The stories we tell are ancient, their crevices filled with gold. Light is between the lines of our journals, between those cracks. We will heal this inherited trauma.
Those open wounds are passed down like that locket I was given on the day of Sophie's funeral.
Our heirlooms become collective scars, become our craters, those magnificent marks which make us beautiful, that show we are strong, resilient families devoted to living.
When I say I am living, I mean for myself, for my mother, and for those women who came before me. I will not let myself be buried. In this life, I am a suicide survivor.
Throw fucking back to the beginning of the rest of my life, to being freshly post-suicidal, to being full of newfound energy, to being proud of my face for its continued existence. Bravo to continue to surviving, to making dreams to run toward, and fucking cheers to running.
I was in agony and nearly met the great end. Now that I find myself again at the beginning, I say I am in the process of healing. I will heal myself and for my family. I will heal my family. I will not let Calliope, the woman under the earth, lay there with the weight of this world sitting on her belly. When I say I came out of my mother, I mean twice. My daisy blooms once again, the perennial. When I was hanging, I was floating. Gravity is on my side. And when I say I am lifting that pressure, I am redirecting that energy. The world's weight is in the wind, and I am moving with the breeze to my back. I am moving, I am rooted.
These roots move like the legs of a spider, crawl, wrap around my ribcage.
As my daisies bloom,
they are stretched into my sinews. They connect the tender tissues of my muscles to my bones, attach my feet to the earth.
When I say I am attached, I mean to your memory, like your woven web connecting all four corners to life. Virginia demanded I have my own room. She gave me permission. A century later, I began to weave my own tapestries, a lovely addition, a non-binary perspective
and abstraction
to the lineage of women's work. I say mother, oh mother, I am perched on the tip of your tongue.
I speak to your memory, and to that memory I speak an echo shadow. As I define the shadow of an echo, I say it is as graspable as your billowing smoke. I am reaching for you, though I cannot quite see through those unnameable grays.
Though your chiaroscuro is conveyed to me in a story passed through my mother's sister's lips. Kathy told me when she asked you about sex, you said no. Like Arachne, you said no. Your granddaughter said, but I'm here. You must have. And you said he must have gotten me in my sleep. I am your great-grandchild, and I find myself awake in your nightmare.
Though this life is lucid and I move at my own will, I am venin to Tyrius, and your memory is my antidote. Your cure is consistently present to the members of our families who share your healed, broken heartbeat, tender, callous skin, and eyes that change color in the daytime.
When I say at night my eyes sing with tangerines, I mean my irises are eating dinner at the table lifted up by my lashes. I mean when I see you, I see us sitting together in a memory I made up, though a memory all the same.
One day I imagined our conversation in prose. To me, you are poetry.
I recorded it on a tape deck I found underneath the bed of my mind. That tape recorder was older than you. Though it was all I had when you spoke, I took notes, not wanting to forget a word.
I'm glad I have you in writing now, because when I listened to the recording back,
all I heard were bird sounds, a chirping, the sound of a star as it disappears. Our family history is a black hole, and I find myself falling in.
I am stretched through the decades, centuries, before and to come. I believe in the everlasting as I live this life temporal. I believe in our blood.
And as I look back at you, mine rushes through these veins, and I cannot get enough knowledge. The word knowledge is in italics because it compels you to move. When I say that chandelier is on your back, I mean in the rain. I mean the way that water ricochets, reveals rainbows, and in these rainbows are colors imperceivable to you and me. Although we both know they're there, just because you cannot see something does not mean its existence cannot transcend you.
Cannot traverse the oceans of your skin.
That tender, callous skin, the suits we wear, so people call us human.
We inhabit.
We inherited from our families. Our communities are undefeatable.
Not only do we continue to exist, to survive,
but we prosper. We are rich with the gifts of our mother's soil and the soil from the mothers before ours.
We are family, we say.
We have been to hell and back,
my mother said.
And let me tell you,
I said,
we returned with sunflowers. When I say sunflowers, I mean you, Louise. You made echoes before we even heard you. You are present. You are living in my work. When I say I was perched, I mean like a bird. I mean between your lips, Louise. Chirp.